We live in a day and age where everyone everywhere likes to argue about everything on the internet. Who the best driver in the world at any given moment is one of those pretty large arguments. Back in the day, there used to be a series that was around for decades that aimed to do exactly that, aimed to name the best driver in the world, and it was a legitimate series on legitimate sized tracks in legitimate race cars, and of course, it was called the International Race of Champions. And it was a beautifully simple concept. Take the best drivers in the world, put them in identical cars, and, well, send them around the racetracks and find out who was the champion of champions. It was founded back in 1973, and, well, despite what you may think or what it evolved into, it actually started out using Porsche Carreras, and they raced on a variety of different racetracks, thus not giving one particular form of motorsport a specific advantage. Over the years, the types of cars varied, and the, well, design of the cars changed. They went from street-based cars to eventually becoming tube-frame silhouette cars, i.e. a bespoke two-frame chassis with whatever the heck body they wanted to put on top of it. But famously, you got things like the Porsches, Camaros, hell, there was even a Dodge Daytona and a Dodge Stealth, although I think they called it the Avenger back then. And then there was the most famous, or at least the one I grew up idolizing, and that was the Pontiac Trans Am. And the series produced some of the best racing you could possibly watch on any race weekend. However, by the time 2006 rolled around, interest was starting to wane, TV networks were just throwing it whenever they could find time in the day, and it shut down after the 2006 season. And I know some of you are going to go into the comments and say stuff like, yeah, that's great, but what about the Race of Champions they've been doing for decades now over in Europe or Australia? And while that is a fantastic event, it is truly awesome seeing all these different types of drivers from different form of motorsports take on each other in, well, equal machinery. However, it typically takes place in, well, stadiums, and it feels more like an autocross event than like a full-fledged top-level motorsport event. Nothing against autocross. However, what made IROC special was they were full-size race cars on full-size race tracks going at it with the best drivers behind the wheel. And arguably the biggest problem facing a potential return of the IROC series is, well, just the logistics of it all. Let's face it, all these different types of series have their own different schedules, they're on different parts of the globe, and organizing it so they could take part in a 4, 5, 6 race or race weekend event gets pretty daunting. However, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. Number one, well, Ray Abraham owns IROC and has hinted that he might be bringing the series back. Number two, you have some sort of title that goes along with winning the championship. Let's just say if you win the IROC series, you get the title best driver in the world. And I don't mean some paper title, I mean really mean best driver in the world, like really lean into it on things like social media and so on. And you continuously tag them in posts that reminds them that these other people are the best drivers in the world.